Good morning. So, let's see how the charts look. Let's dive. Okay, we're on the 15 minute, on the 5 minute. Let me show you what it looks like on the 15. Let's see. Alright, so you can see that we were going pretty bullish yesterday. And then I took a trade where I sold the daily high basically. And then, yeah, where that pink line is on top, you can see I sold there, and then price went down for a bit, retraced up, fell to take that high, and now it's continuing lower. So obviously if I'm looking for sells, I want to see price first trade higher as a retracement into a higher time frame point of interest, and then look for reversal signatures to the downside. Okay, so on the 15 minute, look at this. On the 15 minute, you can see price created a swing low, price returned to tap into that 15 minute FEG, and then price took off again. When price took off, it left behind another 15 minute FEG, right? This is a model B setup. Why is it a model B setup? It's because price left behind a swing high and a bullish 15 minute FEG. You can see price returned to tap into that 15 minute FEG. However, it failed to displace, and instead it swept the highs, putting in a sweep and closed back into the range, making that swing a failure swing. And then we actually displaced through two 15 minute FEGs. That's also why I'm looking for shorts, because we didn't just displace through one, but we displaced through two. I actually just saw this one now. I'm glad I did. We displaced through two. So I'm either looking for price to trade into this 15 minute bullish FEG so I can take a trade, or I want price to trade into this 1 hour bearish FEG so I can take a trade. We'll see how it goes. So I basically took this trade because I had my setup on the 1 minute time frame. I never trade the 1 minute time frame at all. I only trade, well, I execute on the 5 minute, and I never obviously use the 1 minute time frame to view structure and everything like that. But it looked okay on the 1 minute, so I took the trade, and it ended up playing out. I took it both on my personal and on my funded, because normally an hour has passed, right? And that's normally when I look for a setup, is after the first hour of the 4 hour candle that I trade. However, I didn't get the setup, and then once I saw that I had the setup on the 1 minute, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna take a trade. And then I won the trade. However, I won the trade on personal, it was okay. However, on my funded, I literally didn't risk anything. As you can see, I was using micro lots, right, which is like what I normally use, but that is obviously way too little, because it was going up fairly well, and that's supposed to be $10. When it went up at $1, it's supposed to be $10. So I knew that I was basically not putting any leverage on the trade, and then that's why I actually closed the trade early. I could have gone higher, a lot higher, but I didn't want to increase my position size when I knew that there was a bearish 15-minute FEG where my take profit level would have been. So that's why I just exited the trade in like I think it was a $10 profit, or no, it was probably like $6 or $7, I don't know. And then I took a short again later in the trade, and you'll see that in the video. And then that's the short where my position sizing was correct. However, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In the second trade that I took, I did end up over risking. Yeah, I'm supposed to risk $50 per trade. I risked $100 on the second trade, and you'll see how that one played out. I closed the trade there was because I was using the wrong lot size on my funded. It went up nicely, as you can see, and then I saw that I was making way too little points, and I was like, oh, okay, because I executed on my phone. I normally execute on my laptop, and then I realized, oh, my lot size is way too small to actually make anything. So yeah, but it's okay, because I was looking for shorts anyways, and what I traded was most likely just a retracement before we sell off. So yeah. So I took a trade, the second trade for the day, and ironically, it was also based off a setup that I saw on the 1 minute. And obviously, I said that I was looking for sells. However, to be honest, I should have just, there wasn't a setup on the 5 minutes. So I was like, I should have just not have taken the trade, even though yes, thankfully it did play out in my favor, because I ended up over leveraging. I normally risk $50, which is 1% of the account, and I risk 2% of the account, which is $100. And thankfully I did win the trade. And the crazy thing is, where I took my take profit, which was an opposing level of interest, which was since I shorted, I took my take profit at a 15-minute bullish FEG. Literally as soon as price stepped into that 15-minute bullish FEG, price just skyrocketed then, and then it went past my stop loss, or where my stop loss was. So thankfully I set my stop loss at the beginning of the trade, and I set my take profit and all that, and I got taken out of the trade and I won the trade. So I'm really glad about that. So even though I'm not supposed to take a trade obviously on the 1 minute, as you can see, it worked out well in both trades today, because I took both trades on the 1 minute. I took the buy into London Open basically, and then I took the short after London Open. So the whole day, I can see actually the whole day the price was actually bullish. It turns out the whole day I was looking for shorts, price was bullish. It ended up falling just before the charts closed on Friday evening, just before the charts closed, and then it fell a bit. However, the overall price action was bullish. So unfortunately I had to go to work, so I didn't record the rest of the trade. However, I'll show you the screenshot of how literally I was so close to TP and then price retraced because it reached a 15-minute bullish FEG, and then literally it almost stopped me out. It was literally, price was literally 0.3 points away from stopping me out, or 0.4 points away from stopping me out. Literally less than a point I would have been stopped out. I'm surprised that there wasn't, like, ironically extra spread all of a sudden in that moment where I just get stopped out, because I'm pretty sure like I would have been, in like a normal scenarios. But thankfully I wasn't stopped out. I don't know how I wasn't. You'll see in the picture, like, it literally retraced after tapping into a 15-minute bullish FEG, and then it failed to take the highs. It failed to sweep it and displace it, and then it just fell after that. Then it fell to TP after that, and I'm really glad about that, honestly. So after it retraced due to tapping into the 15-minute bullish FEG, it left behind a failure swing, and then that failure swing actually inversed a 5-minute bullish FEG as well, leaving behind a 5-minute bearish FEG, which was overlapping the bullish FEG, which makes it a balanced price range. So price returned to that balanced price range, and then it ended up falling after that, respecting the bearish 5-minute FEG, and then it ended up falling and going straight to the take profit level.